We got one more pair of tickets to give away to Heat and Bucks. We'll do that this hour. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on this, Leroy. Lamar Jackson is not playing this week. Still dealing with that knee injury.
Yep.
And a lot of people are wondering, is this contract related? You know, he doesn't have a deal. They couldn't get one done. It is kind of on the Ravens, by the way. But he tweeted out, you know, some of the effect about his knee not being where he needs it to be. It's not 100%. It's still unstable. And so he's not playing, but people are wondering, is he actually able to play, but still wants to preserve himself because he's got a lot of money on the line.
In any event, we can't argue with what he's doing and whether he is doing it or not, because he's trying to protect his future.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody in the Ravens organization had a problem with it, then they could have paid him last offseason.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, what you end up risking is that what is the incentive for a guy to go in and play at 60 or 70% if you're Lamar Jackson? What's the incentive? Championship? Okay, because guess what? Season ended and you won a championship, but you blew your knee out. Would the Ravens still pay you?
I don't know.
Would the Ravens do would the Ravens do what Dallas did with Dak?
Yeah. Would they do that for him? That's what I was just going to say.
Right.
I don't know.
If they would have already
feels like they would have
done it.
Yeah.
Right. So all of these
you're talking with Dak. Like Dak is a little bit of a runner, but that's Lamar's superpower. So like
right.
if he goes out there and he suffers a knee injury, it changes the game for him dramatically.
Right. That guy has done nothing but good for that franchise. And to get to this point and still say you have questions about Lamar Jackson is ridiculous. However, here's the problem with guys that play like Lamar Jackson. If you're going to give them a substantial or long-term contract, don't you have to project what their skill set's going to be without the ability to run?
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like he's gone about it like Cam has, where it felt like Cam was battering himself.
It felt like we all felt if Cam couldn't run the football, he was done.
Yeah. But
I feel less likely about that with Lamar, but there are some questions. He's not an accurate guy. So how do you handle that?
He said, I want to give you an all update on the recovery. I suffered a PCL grade 2 sprain on the borderline of a strain 3. There's still inflammation surrounding my knee. It remains unstable. I'm still in good spirits as I continue treatments in the road to recovery. I wish I could be out there with my guys more than anything, but I still can't give 100% of myself to my guys and fans. I'm still hopeful that we have a chance.
Let's be clear. A grade 2 sprain or grade 3 sprain is just a level of tear. Okay. So the fact that everybody thinks, oh, it's just sprain. No. They call them sprains, but they're tears.
Right.
And there's different levels.
Once just happened with KD. KD is now out a month.
Once you get to a certain,
at least.
Once you get to a certain level, then you have to have surgery. So, I'm not gonna be mad at Lamar, regardless of what he decides to do, because part of the reason why he's in this position right now is because of Baltimore. So it is what it is.
The only thing Baltimore can do, if they truly feel like he can play, then pay him. Mm-hmm. Give him his I don't know. Are they allowed to do that?
No.
Damn. Because that's the only way I would ever step on that field, I feel like. Because here's the thing. If they're not going to pay me and we go out and we lose and I get banged up, well, they've already shown they're not going to pay me. Now I'm damaged goods, essentially.
Exactly.
And I know, because this is the truth. If he doesn't sign with Baltimore, someone is going to pay him this offseason.
You think?
Yes. Too desperate. Too many moves out there. Too many teams. Like, look what, dude. If Russell Wilson can get $200 million, come on.
No, I know.
Come on.
I know.
You know?
I bet you Denver would take.
Oh my God. You know, like someone is going to. There's two. He's too credentialed. He's too special for somebody. And by the way, has never really had like they've never done for Lamar what the Dolphins did for Tua this year.
No,
they've never done that.
In fact, they traded the only one guy they had was Hollywood.
Yeah. So I'm just feeling like someone's. I get it. It's you know, and the money's so crazy now for quarterbacks. It's. I don't know how you. I don't know how you could risk it. You know, you're looking at completely affecting your future. And I don't know. Do you feel like if he plays, do they have a chance at the Super Bowl? I don't know. Maybe.
I think they have other issues on that team. Now, if they get everybody back healthy on the defensive side of the ball, then it could look like that 2000 team, 2001 team. You know, where they just dominate defensively and dominate up front. But what weapons do they have on offense? Not named Lamar Jackson.
He's it.
Right.
He's the guy. He's that dude.
Right.
I mean, look, you're gonna have Dolphin fans this offseason who are gonna be like,
no,
they're gonna be
no,
dude, they're gonna be batting their eyes, dude. They are. They are.
Understand the offense that you have. Don't just sign a name. Sign a guy who can run that offense. If that's the way you want to go. But I'm going to have a hard time looking at what Tua did and looking at where that ranks amongst other quarterbacks in the league and say, we're not going to give him another chance. We're going to go get somebody else.
I don't know. Because, like, it's one of those things where I would love to see that because I feel like Tua deserves it. But
it's not a matter of whether he deserves it or not. Look at the numbers. Look at the pass per attempt. Look at the QBR. Look at
the numbers of games missed.
Okay, but again, that's happened before, right? And you are you willing to wait to see if the injury portion of it plays out because you know the talent portion has?
This is the thing that's scary about it with him is like now it's and it was like what Fred was talking about and you were talking about with him yesterday. It's like now it's like, man, these concussions are unseen and we don't know if it's going to affect his play in a game. Like that's the thing that is different. Like it's as scary as it was in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Very scary. But the idea that we can't now tell, like, did he have a bad performance because he stunk up the joint? Did he have a bad performance because he's concussed? I don't know. And I think that this guy is Leroy. I think he's talented. I think he's a damn good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really do.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like because again, going back to how much money you got to spend at that position. Now they don't necessarily have to do it next year. They don't have to.
And that's my question. Why are we having these conversations right now when you don't need to? Just setting yourself up to be miserable.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of you spent all these picks. You're not really in a position to rebuild. Like you got to make the decision on whether or not do you have. Here's what
you have one more year.
Here's what you got to ask. Even before paying Tua, you got to ask: is Tua going to be able to play? Is he going to be able to get through a season? That's what they got to ask.
Yeah,
because if he is, fine, I'm good with it.
But you have another year to decide that.
No, you need to decide now.
Why?
Because you don't have any draft picks. You just spent a lot of money on Tyreek Hill. You got Teron Armstead, walking around like a walking, I don't know, like just like a crash dummy.
So no. So this is his third year. You have another year, and then you have an option.
I understand.
Okay, but why do you have to make it after year 3? It's not. He has 2 years left technically.
Yeah, but if you're looking at this offseason and you're like, oh man, and I'm not saying I'm like any of these moves. I'm just saying from the organization standpoint, do we go with this? Do we try and trade for Lamar Jackson? Do we go after Tom Brady? God, please no. Aaron Rodgers, something like that. Derek Carr. Like, do they go in that direction? Because somebody
for 1 year,
just 2 years, just the idea that
you're willing to hear.
Well, first of all, the owner's old as hell.
Are you willing to risk a 5 more years with Tua for 1 year with an old quarterback? It sounds ridiculous, dude. It really does.
I understand, but also it's a quarterback who doesn't stay healthy, Leroy, or hasn't stayed healthy, and now has head injuries.
Okay.
You know?
Again, you have 2 years to decide that. There's nothing that's going to happen in this offseason coming up that's going to make you change, where you're headed. I don't think there's going to be any quarterbacks available that are going to be able to do what Tua does in this offense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's be accurate, making quick decisions. Okay? That is a skill in itself. So, for everybody who said, "Oh, we can get this guy. Oh, we're one this away. Oh, we're one." You understand how much has to change if you bring in one of those quarterbacks that holds the ball? Because then you're going to start complaining about the protection. I'm telling you. Right. Tua gets hit and he gets rid of the ball quicker than anybody in the NFL. So you're going to bring in somebody that holds it a little bit longer? Come on.
Take a break. Back up to this.